The mighty and venerable D asked many moons ago, D as in Demetrius Fortunatus, question mark? I don't know. But D, Delta, what about perimeter security, Bear? What about it, D? What do you want to know? Sorry, I'm being a facetious a-hole. The first thing I would say is it's really hard for me to give you my best advice without having seen it. And not to advertise, but prosperready.com or Prosperity, Prosperready, you can send us some pictures and the Latin Lounge, and we'll take a look, and we'll send you a schedule of fees as far as we do remote site inspection and assessment. So we could actually take a look at it for you digitally if you're interested in that. But it is hard to tell without seeing it. But what I can do is provide some input as to what you can do there with your boots on the ground and your eyes. So the first thing is high tech versus low tech. High tech is going to be things like motion sensors, laser beams, I mean like for real, proximity sensors, cameras, trip lasers, laser. If you go to Google, and I know they're not the best company, guys, I get it. Go to Bing, I don't care. Just go search for things on the internet. Wherever you choose to find your data from the interwebs, go there and put in the search bar, perimeter security. You will be inundated with results for all kinds of equipment you can buy. What you'll probably not find is anybody that teaches anything on it that is not related to cybersecurity. Apparently there's a whole, and SecDoc, if you're out there, comment on this if you would. There's a whole sector of cybersecurity that is now called perimeter security. That's not at all what I would think about when I think perimeter security, but I'm not a cyber guy. So maybe that's the new thing. I have no idea. Here on land or around your home, that's what I am talking about. There's a little flying thing, spider webby thing. I tell you, these spider webs out here, they don't produce silk, they produce 6-pound test. I walked into one the other day and had to like bare my feet in the ground and push through it. It was serious. I was pretty sure I was gonna die, but I came through it. I'm okay. I'm okay. Thank you for your prayers. So here on the land, or on your homestead, or your suburban house, or your whatever, wherever you live, that's what I'm thinking about with perimeter security. So high tech, low tech, if you can, if you have the budget and the time and the ability to emplace them, you can do all the high tech things. I know a guy who has sensors all over his property, and they all have different chimes, and depending on what sensor is tripped where, it makes a different chime at the control panel in the house, and that's cool. Early warning systems, right? Because that's really what perimeter security, as far as the high-tech stuff, early warning systems. You know, so that would be your laser trip beams, or your cameras, or your alarms, motion sensors, proximity sensors, all of those things. And again, go to Bing, not Google or whatever, Yahoo, and you can look those things up, and I will wish you the best of luck with those, because I have no idea what company is the snake oil salesman and what company is the reputable company that you should be doing business with. I don't know. Now, low tech wise, man, you can get you a spool of GI tripwire for like $9. You can get some shotgun tripwires. They're shotgun alerts, I think is what they're called. Take a 12 gauge shell or 12 gauge blank. Or there's myriad other ones, you know, all types of blanks, 9mm blanks, whatever you want. But 12 gauge is cheap, readily available. And if you did use it as more than an early warning system, which I would never advocate that you do that, 12 gauge is, yeah, some double-aught buckshot in there, number 4 shot, that would really ruin somebody's day. And those are about $30 a piece. You wire them to some tripwire. You know, ideally your tripwire is going to be well concealed, but across a common pathway that you know that is there, but nobody else does. And about a foot off the ground. Now here's the problem. If you have animals, children, or relatives on the property with you, I would not be putting live rounds in any of these things because I love my children too much to blow them off at the ankles with number 4 shot. So, and I doubt you would want to do the same thing. And depending on where you are, the legality of even a device like that is going to be questionable. If you're in the United States and blue parts of the country, probably not. If you're not in the United States, good luck. You may have to make your own, and if you do that, you're probably going to get your version of the ATF kicking your door in, and you're going to go down David Koresh style. It's not going to be good. But aside from shotgun alarms, tripwires, again, you can tie empty beer cans to a tripwire. Or, you know, empty whatever, you know, green bean cans, lima beans, empty cans to a wire strung across a pathway. Then when something moves that wire, they jiggle the cans. Very low tech, very easy to accomplish. Dogs. Dogs will alert on a lot of things, one of which is intruders. You can go watch Home Skillet's video on that, or just have dogs and live in the country, and you'll know real quick they'll bark at pretty much anything, including people who aren't supposed to be there. I have, as much as I've grown to hate them, my chickens are pretty good watch chickens because they crow so much that you get used to what they're trying to say when they're trying to say it. And when there's danger around, what they perceive as danger, or strangers around who they perceive as strangers, they have a different evocation than when they're just bok-bocking and eating bugs and cracked corn and all of that. So they can function in that way as well. What about donkeys? Donkey. If you're out on land and you have a donkey, not only are they good at protecting livestock, but they will alert when there are strangers or anybody approaching, depending on the type of donkey that you have, the personality, the whole nine. So that's something you could think about. Very low tech. And you could use them, you could ride the dang thing, you could put a barrel of homemade moonshine on its back and take it down the road to go trade with your hillbilly buddies. You can plow your fields with it, you can do all kinds of things with the donkey, including have it as an early alert system. So you might think about that. Now, what about people? Perimeter security with people. Well, again, not seeing where you're at. High points are your friends. The high ground is a considerable advantage to have. Controlling the high ground and controlling access and egress to and from the high ground is really important. Lines of sight are really important. Establishing LPOP, listening posts, observation posts, I would say that OP is probably going to turn more into an overwatch position post SHTF after the balloon goes up. But basically, where are good places to sit in position and observe the comings and goings on the property? Now, this is all going to be dependent on the size of your tribe. How many people do you have? Because roving security that alternates where they are and when they are there is a good thing. If you have 3 guys that are your security guards and they all walk the same beat at the same times in the same way, taking the same route, looking at the same things, all I need to do is observe you for 24 to 72 hours and I'm in, because I know where they won't be at what time. So you need to keep that changed up. That needs to be completely randomized, which is tough to do because people are creatures of habit. So, but you need to keep that random. If you have enough people to do that, I would say on a piece of land our size, I would love to have 2 to 3 two-man teams of people who walk the perimeter regularly and the interior, in and out and all around. Looking in the things, under the things, around the things, over the things, through the things, across the fence line, push out across this boundary and go over here and have a look and come back and do that. probably 3 2-man teams would be great. As well as here, I can think of 2 immediate places that would be great to have overwatch positions of a pair of guys on a team, one guy behind a bolt action and another guy behind a semi-automatic like AR-10 style rifle, you know, chambering 308. We talked about glass time in a previous live stream, I believe, but that would be great. But you're talking at that point 10 to 12, 14, preferably 16 guys. So how big is your tribe? How much land are you trying to protect? Because aside from that, walk your property every day. I do. You learn a lot just from walking your property. So, you know, and then when you get into security teams, we've talked about this, commonality of caliber and standardization of loadout and all of that. All those things, yes. Yep, absolutely. Comms, yep. What about secure comms? Yeah, if you can. I'd prefer it if you guys were talking on encrypted radios, not CB radios, but whatever you got. Ham radio, I mean, something's better than nothing, but understanding any radio transmission, every time you key that mic, you must act as if somebody's listening, even on an encrypted radio. But there are modicums of peace here. Some things are more peaceful than others to the mind when you key that transmit button. So, now, I looked because your question piqued my interest, and I could not find anybody here in the flesh world, the meat world, that was training for perimeter security. Like I said, all I saw were digital, you know, cyber security. There's the word I'm looking for. Cyber security. So, talk to some buddies. Everybody knows a Marine, or a guy from the Army, or a guy from the Navy, or whatever. Talk to some buddies. Smack your heads together, put a pen to paper, and figure out a plan. And if you're real serious, if you're dead serious, you can drop us an email, and we will train you. But we are only dealing with serious inquiries at Prosperity. So, and while there is a high value there, it's not an entry-level price point. So, and I say that with love to all of our patrons. We will absolutely be good to you guys because you guys have been great to us, but it's not an entry-level price point. But you get what you pay for. So, all that being said, perimeter security, high-tech, low-tech, people, animals. Put a pen to paper and figure it out, and look at your property. Go walk your property. Walk around your property from the outside looking in. Get other people, your buddies, to do the same thing. Compare notes, see what you come up with. And wherever the critical failure points are, shore those up first. Clear lines of sight, observation posts, the ability to put rounds on target if you need to. And I pray to God you never have to. Shalom.